My name is Marc Mallat. I've been working with Illuminations for a while now. And some of you know me, some of you don't. I've been working with shamans for over a decade, actually for, I think it's 2 decades now. And I do a lot of things besides shamanism, but I think that shamanism, well, I'm passionate about shamanism. Let's put it that way. I started out as a hypnotist, a hypnotherapist many years ago, long time ago, and I found out that the shamans are the best hypnotists. That's just my opinion. So what's a shaman? What's the definition of a shaman? Shamans have one foot in the spiritual world and one foot in this world. What they basically do is they bring insights and they bring knowledge and they bring healing energies to this world and apply it. That's basically what they do. Okay, so you don't have to call yourself a shaman if you do that. You may be a shamanic practitioner. You don't have to have that calling to become a shaman, but you can live the way of the shaman and become a shamanic practitioner. And this is enormous. This is a huge world. This is a huge way of living. It's the most, well, the oldest spiritual practice known to mankind. You have shamans all over the world. You have many lineages. Maybe some people say it started in Siberia, possibly. I don't know. I didn't ask the guides. I'm not really interested where it started. The point is, the way of the shaman is the way of the heart. So when I say that, you go from the ego-based to the heart-based consciousness, basically, slowly, step by step, and level by level. Now, you will probably have to adopt some new beliefs. You will probably have to go to the bookstore and buy some, some beliefs and condition them, so to speak. When I talk about beliefs, I'm talking about spiritual beliefs, not necessarily religious, but spiritual beliefs. And by the way, the essence of religion is spirituality. So the mystics never fight. Religious people fight sometimes amongst themselves, but the mystics never fight. Okay? So having said that, there's a course that's going to be given by myself on the, I think it's the 9th of July. Yeah, the 9th of July and the 10th of July, 2 days online. And with this course, I will give you the basics. We'll talk about the definition of shamanism in a little bit more detail. We'll talk about the tools and the basic skills of the shaman. And we'll go into each one in the nitty-gritty. For example, we'll start talking about smudging, grounding, using the crystals to, wake up the third eye or enhance the third eye and your imagination for journeying. We'll talk about how to establish sacred space and create sacred space. A lot of things are going to go on, but we need to lay down the basics. So that's what I'll do in that course. Now, let's pursue this a little bit more to see if you're interested. There are basically 3 levels of shamans. 3 levels. Most of them, the first level is sorcery, or, brujos, they call them in Peru. That's where I trained the most, in Peru, the Amazon in Peru. Sorcerers, you have white sorcerers, you have black sorcerers. I would say that most shamans are considered, well, most of them are sorcerers. Now, these are everywhere. These guys are everywhere, of course, in Lebanon, in Dubai, everywhere as well, and the Gulf, in America, and Latin America, everywhere. So you know what sorcerers do, right? So they basically get hired to cast spells on people, to get this girl to fall in love with that guy, or things like that, like they say in Arabic, sibo bilayan, So I didn't believe in all of this stuff, by the way. I have a doctorate in business administration, but I used to be a corporate trainer and then slowly went into this world And after decades using plant medicine, not only ayahuasca, but San Pedro and Bobinsana and Vinca and, you know, other plant medicines, I changed and transformed because, well, I saw things that most people do not see, and I still do today. So, having said that, the first level is sorcery. The second level is shamanic healing or shamanic healers. Okay. Now, usually the healers are a little bit more conscious than the sorcerers. By the way, if you're a shaman or a shamanic practitioner, that does not mean that you're conscious. Okay, you might have a lot of skills, but not necessarily, you're not necessarily very conscious. People think that because you can talk to the spirit world that you're conscious. No, not necessarily. As a matter of fact, not at all. Now in Peru, you know, I got attacked. I had psychic attacks. You know, they didn't want to teach the white man, you know, their skills, and they didn't want to teach shamanism. So I had to journey that, and of course, with the help of my teacher. I still have a teacher today. One of my teachers died not too long ago, but I've had a teacher for a long, long time. And she helped me maneuver and journey, you know, this. So it wasn't easy. So if you ever do want to follow this path, I'm telling you right now, get ready for pain. A little bit of suffering and a little bit of pain. Pain is unavoidable. Suffering is avoidable because suffering is of the mind. Is of the mind, my friends. Okay, so having said that, the second level is the healers, the shamanic healers. And the third level is ascended mastery consciousness. We're talking about Buddha, Christ, Nabi Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad. We're talking about the prophets in general. These people were conscious, of course, as you know. So that's the third, or the epitome, the ultimate step in shamanism. Okay, so keep that in mind, because you'll see a lot of sorcerers once you delve into this work. You'll see a lot of healers. Some healers don't call themselves shamans, but they are shamans. And the opposite is as well. Some shamans call themselves shamans or shamanic practitioners, and they're just sorcerers. So if you have any questions on that, please let me know. Okay. So what else can I say about that? Those are the three levels in general. Of course, you have many lineages, and you have many types of shamans. And you will learn basically not from the course, but you'll learn by practicing, practicing, and practicing. Now, to become a shamanic practitioner, you do not have to use ayahuasca, Mother Ayahuasca. You do not have to use plant medicine. You have many shamans that do not, as a matter of fact, most of them do not use plant medicine. I'm someone who loves plant medicine, I do. That's why if you delve into this, you'll probably one day come to Lebanon and do some retreats, some shamanic retreats in the mountains here, or we'll go together to Peru if you're really keen and passionate about this, if you have the calling, so to speak. And don't wonder if you have the calling. You'll feel it if you have the calling. You'll know. So, what else can I say? The basics, you know, smudging is not only for cleansing and protection. Smudging is also to digest, integrate, and process the energies that are, you know, all around you. You'll learn how to clear spaces. You'll learn how to transform energies. You'll probably meet a lot of entities. You'll learn how to deal with them. Okay, nothing to be afraid of. You know, you are created in the image of God, so we are pretty powerful, guys. A lot of people don't know that. And you are loved unconditionally, so everything is perfect just the way it is. A good book to start with, if you want to go into shamanism, if you don't have the basics, is Conversations with God. You know, he has book 1, 2, 3, and 4. Neil Donald Walsh. Conversations with God, to me, is a must. And it's only a basic, you know, the basic platform, the foundation, okay? All right. So, any questions so far? No? All right. All right, so let's pursue this. No questions so far. These are the basics, right? Now, to go more into detail, this is the question I will ask you. Would you like to deepen your connection with Source? Would you like to deepen your connection with God, Goddess? You know, God's not masculine, you know, God, Goddess, same thing. Would you like to deepen your connection with the divine creator, with your higher self? Some people don't even believe in that. Well, if you don't believe in that, it's going to be difficult to do shamanism. But still, I've had many people that did not believe in God, and after I was done with them, they certainly did. Because the crazy people are not the people who who believe in God. The crazy people are the people who do not believe in God. It's all around you, for God's sakes. It's the divine. So my point is, the transpersonal, the spiritual, is an integral part of your psyche. You cannot ignore it. And I will show you what I mean through experiential knowledge. In other words, you're going to live it, experience it, then you make up your own mind. I'm just giving you my opinions and my beliefs. I do not and never will force my beliefs on anybody ever, ever. So whether you're a Christian, Shia, Sunni, Druze, Jew, doesn't matter to me. We're all equal spiritually. And this is my mission and passion. So I invite you to try it out and decide for yourselves. I'm not going to tell you anything and make you believe anything. I'm going to show you something, and then you will decide whether it's with plant medicine or without plant medicine. So if you're interested in connecting with your higher self or knowing what your higher self is, you know, your higher self is a divine part in you, mind, body, and spirit, you know, Trinity, mind, body, and spirit. Some people call it the subconscious, the conscious, and the superconscious, but same thing. If you want to connect to your principal spirit guide, if you want to connect to your principal power animal, which are assistants to God or Goddess, then shamanism is for you. So people say, but Marc, I have God, why do I have to do this? Well, okay, I'm like you, I'm practical. I like big families, that's all. You know, God can send you Archangel Michael, or can send you an ascended master, or a power animal. It could be a giraffe, a cockroach, or a lion, or whatever it is. Cockroaches are known to be survivors, that's why I said that. The point being is we're all one, remember? We're all one. We're all particles of God or Goddess. Droplets in the ocean. Okay, so if you're interested to connect with your principal spirit guide, to know your guides, to connect and deepen the relationship with your guides, it may be ayahuasca, it may be San Pedro, it may be the spirit of a lion, of a giraffe, or I don't know. Whatever it is, you do have a principal spirit guide, and you have protective guides. If you're interested in journeying with them, if you're interested to connect with the archangels, the ascended masters, to talk to the deceased relatives, then shamanism is for you. It's that simple. It's not complex, and it sounds maybe strange to the beginners, but after a while, you'll notice that this is very real, ontologically real, and you'll notice that it will enhance your life. In other words, you'll find serenity, you'll find a certain level of happiness and serenity and peace. You'll be a lot stronger because, in my opinion, the people who have faith and are connected to Source are a lot stronger than the rest of us. So I'm talking about peace, strength, awareness, joy, love, nobility, these high frequency energies. You'll get a lot more of those. You'll probably also, because there are a lot of psycho-spiritual deaths that might happen in these retreats, you will probably lessen your fear of dying. And I believe that all fears are derived from the fear of dying. You probably, if you're afraid of COVID, you probably have less fear of the virus. And you'll also learn to journey to the place of knowledge and wisdom in the underworld, for example. You'll probably do that easily And then you can deepen that some more with practice. It's all about practice. And then we can also journey to the place of healing in the underworld. We can journey to the upper world. We can journey many, many places to the place of planning in the upper world, where your soul plans out, what you're going to manifest, or actually what you want to live and remember in this duality. It's not so much about learning, it's more about remembering, remembering, becoming a member, remembering with God, or remembering with Goddess. It's not that we don't know, it's just that we don't remember because of the veil of forgetfulness. Well, you will transcend the veil. That's a promise. If you're working with me, you're going to transcend the veil. Of course, if you collaborate. So my point is, this is a journey to higher levels of consciousness. I've been on this journey for a long time, and of course, I'm gonna keep on going. And you can journey to the place of divinity. You can journey to other dimensions and meet the beings of light. You can live transpersonal states. A transpersonal state, transpersonal is just a fancy word for spiritual, transpersonal, beyond the body and ego. Okay, that's basically beyond the boundaries of the body and ego. So all this we will talk about, and we will live experiences, transpersonal states. Okay. Now, having said that, I must say a couple of things for people who are interested in modern, what we call modern shamanism. Now, like I said, you will learn basically from practicing. You'll learn a lot more. Let me turn off this light. You'll learn through practicing a lot. Now, the difference between shamanism and other spiritual practices is that shamans do their main work in the spiritual world, and they bring it down and apply it in this world. The mystics, for example, tend to, I'm not saying they do all, that's all they do, but they tend to focus on the transpersonal or the divine. Well, we're going to do both in my courses here. Now, the new shamans are coming from the West, believe it or not. We need shamanic practitioners. We need people to come here and apply the knowledge that is out there for all of us. What's needed is a shaman who can heal, heavy diseases, diabetes, certain types of cancers, autoimmune diseases. Autoimmune diseases are on the rise, and I predict that they will rise more and more within the next 2 years. I have my reasons for saying that. We need shamans that can clear and remove radioactive contamination, that can clean up toxic waste and protect us from all sorts of magnetic waves. There was a shaman called, I think, Jose Stevens, I think it was, who said that, and it's stuck in my mind ever since. We need shamans who can show us the way to new energy sources. They're already here, but of course, nobody's talking about it. There's probably not a lot of money in it. And we need shamans who can create ways of thinking that are a little bit different. The world is transforming, as you know. So if you want to stay in the ego-based consciousness, you're probably going to suffer a little bit and have a little bit of pain. But in this fifth dimension, I will encourage you to go from the ego to the heart-based consciousness. I've had great teachers. I was lucky, quote unquote, if you believe in luck, which I don't, but I had great teachers that have taught me, and I'd like to share this with you. It's my time to share. I really believe that it's time for us to apply our intuition and logic. Intuition and logic gives you the dance of life. That's a teacher that gave me that many, many years ago. Logic and intuition gives you the dance of life, if you want to dance through life, that is. All right, so I'd like to hear from you a little bit. Just ask me questions, guys. Let me know, what's on your mind. Ask me any question you want, and I'll do my best to answer you. I hope I gave you the gist on shamanism. There's a lot more to it, of course. It's never ending. But it will transform your lives. you will find strength and peace and love in this work. Any questions? Rania, Laura, anybody? No questions? That's a new one for me.
Okay, I have a question, Marc.
There you go, okay.
Okay, so you've mentioned about the training. I know the shamans, you know, they do as well some sort of like a medication, some plants as well that gives you that kind of transcendental, I don't know if I'm saying it right, transcendental kind of approach or a view of life. Do you even teach these kind of things, or do you have access to these plants, or is it music? What is exactly the training? What does it include? Is it the shamanic meditation music? Just to, if you walk with us through the training program, what does it include, as in like details?
Well, the truth is, yes, I do teach that with plant medicine. Plant medicine I use in Lebanon. I don't do it in the Arab world, the rest of the Arab world, because it's illegal in Dubai and Abu Dhabi and all that. But in Lebanon, yeehaw, everything's open. So my point is, yes, I will teach you about plant medicine, and we will have retreats. Now, and what we're going to do online in level 1, because you have level 1, level 2, level 3, is we're going to use the breath to go into other dimensions. So we're going to use the breath, and I'll show you how, so we can go into non-ordinary states of consciousness. And then from there, we have access to the imaginal. The imaginal is the doorway to the spiritual. Now, it's great that I'm based in Lebanon for now, because you know we can do the plant medicine here and the retreats. But again, to become a shaman, or you have to have the calling to become a shamanic practitioner, you do not have to use plant medicine. Now, you do have to have access to the spirit world, and like I said, you can use the breath to do that. Remember, I was a hypnotist. I mean, I still am, but I started many decades ago, and I think, again, the shamans are the best hypnotists. So you will learn how to go into non-ordinary states of consciousness at will, using the breath or other techniques that I'll show you. And then everything I said before is the course. So what I said, shamanic tools, grounding and smudging and using the crystals. I also talked about, you know, how you're going to journey to the upper world, the underworld, the middle world, how you're going to go to the place of planning, how we're going to go to the place of healing and knowledge in the underworld. There are many worlds to visit, how you're going to connect with other beings, the beings of light, which I've met a long time ago in Peru, in the Amazon. Does that answer your question?
Yes, kind of. Could I please ask, for example, the levels, like how long will the level 1 take? And is it like how many hours? Just to, like details on like the length, the period of each level.
So the level 1 is going to be for 2 days. It's going to be on July the 9th and July 10th. That's level 1. It's 2 days from 10 to 6. 10 to 6 Dubai time. We're going to do it online. You do not have to be in person. Okay, all you have to do is practice, practice, practice. I will put you, if you want, it's up to you, into the group. I have a couple of tribes, shamanic tribe group or apprenticeship. I have an ayahuasca group. I have a breathwork group. And then from there, it's continuous learning. It's nonstop. So that's a benefit to a lot of people. And of course, you can check my website to get more details on the plant medicine and the retreats. But for now, because of the COVID and the situation, I'm not marketing this. People know me by name, so they call me up, say, Marc, we want to do a retreat in the mountains of Lebanon. So, you know, they just come over. I used to go to Peru and other places, and, you know, people used to, well, I was nicknamed the traveling shaman or whatever, shamanic practitioner. And now I'm staying here because, like I told, hold on 1 second, let me fix it. 1 second, let me fix it. Yeah. So now, because of the situation, I'm staying in Lebanon. I'm giving the courses online, and the retreats are going to be in Lebanon if you're interested in traveling. So level 1 is 2 days, level 2 is 2 days, and level 3 is, oh no, sorry. Level 1 is 2 days, level 2 and 3 are 3 days. 2 and 3 are 3 days. And if you call Illuminations, they'll tell you when level 2 and 3 is. But for now, I'm interested in level 1, which is on July 9th. I don't know how much it costs, so I don't have the details. I mean, I knew, but I can't remember. So I'm sure Ina will tell you. If you ask Ina Flores, she's at Illuminations. She's doing a great work with marketing. She'll let you know all about that. Any other questions I can help you with?
I think Laura raised her hand.
Laura?
Yes.
Laura.
I thought, yeah. Yeah, I wanted to make sure you didn't have any more questions. Yes, I had 2 questions, Mark. So you said there are many lineages. Which is the lineage that you follow? Which is the lineage that you
Yeah, hold on. Let me fix the screen 1 second. So the Shipibo is who I trained with. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that. So I trained with the Shipibo. I trained with many shamans, by the way, from different lineages. But I would say Shipibo, and I had another shaman. I don't know where he was from, but he had a long, many years of shamanism. He started when he was very young. His grandfather taught him, and his dad taught him. And I had another shaman. But I would say traditional shamanism is what I learned. And those people are tough. So, you know, I'm going to give you the same thing, but remember that the way I was taught was not in a course. Nobody ever gave me a course. As a matter of fact, the shamans in Peru said, the hell with you. We're not going to teach you shamanism, you white guy. No, we're not going to give you the secrets. Why should we give our secrets to some white guy coming from, I don't know where, the West? So these people were tough with me, and I learned the hard way. No, I don't believe that you have to learn the hard way. I believe that ayahuasca will teach you, will give you the icaros, the sacred songs, and will teach you, and you will find other guides as you go on this path, as you're walking on this path. Okay, so again, I was taught by many different shamans, and I was taught also by my teacher now doesn't call herself a shaman, but she's like the maestro of the maestros, this woman. She's in Arizona, and a great teacher. So I don't know if I answered your question, Laura, but I've had many different experiences with many different types of shamans. Okay. The second question, there was another question you asked.
Yeah, but let me ask about this one. So when you say traditional, it's like the Asian kind of like shamanism, like the original, or like, you know?
Yeah, in the rainforest, you know, you walk in the rainforest, you find a tribe, and if that tribe is willing to take you under their wing, then you're in for a trip, you know, or a lot of journeys. You're in for some hardcore shamanism. And then you're bitten by mosquitoes, and then they make you swim in a lake at midnight with a bunch of snakes and stuff. You know, it's like crazy stuff. You don't have to. If you want to, I'll take you there. But you know, I'm done with that. I'm done with the mosquito bites and stuff like that. But I'm sure I'll go to Peru at least once a year, if not more. But to stay there and live there for months at a time, I don't think I'll do that anymore. I've had enough of that.
That experience.
Yeah. So, yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, the other one is like, okay, is there any practice or any, I don't want to say special, but is there any practice or anything that we can do if we want to go through this journey, through this like anything, yeah.
Yeah, it's all about practice, Laura. It's all practice, practice, and practice. So once I show you how you can receive your guides, and once you receive your guides, your principal guide, your principal animal guide, your protective guides, once you receive all your guides and you place them around you or in whatever form you want to, and you start deepening your relationships, then you can practice journeying with them. So like I said before, you can journey to the upper world, the underworld, the middle world. You know, some people call it, you know, out of body or whatever. I'll show you how to do it out of body and also, you know, be grounded in Mother Earth and how to protect yourself and how to open up the gateways, you know, Father Sky, Mother Earth, left, right, and front and back, and then in the heart, you have 7 directions. And then I'll show you how to use Mapacho, which is a, you know, a link between this world and the other world, spiritual. It's called a chacaruna. Do you speak Spanish, Laura?
Yes, I'm from Argentina. Yeah.
Where are you from?
Argentina.
Argentina. Okay, you got some great shamans in Argentina.
Acá tengo el mate.
I'm not very good in Spanish, but I had to get a translator and I had to learn sign language with the shamans I worked with for a while. Yeah. So maybe you can translate for us. So anyway, yeah, of course, it's all about practice. The theory is 2 days for level 1, and that's enough to you know, go on the journey and follow this path. All you have to do is practice, practice, and practice. That's all. It's not difficult. It just requires practice and belief.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So some people say, but I don't believe. Well, I say, okay, keep practicing until you believe, you know. And then when you use sacred plant medicine, eventually you're going to believe, you know, because there's a difference between hallucinations and visions. There's a big difference between hallucinations and visions, and that will require a little bit of experience, and then you will see for yourselves.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Marc.
Thank you. Gracias. So, any other questions? Anybody? How many people are we here? We have only Rania and Laura and Ina, and who else do we have? Come on, this is an opportunity to ask anything you want. Not the private stuff, but anything else. Is plant medicine dangerous? Yes, it can be if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't follow the dieta, the diet the shamans give you, it can be dangerous. No guts, no glory. Any questions? Okay, what else can I say about shamanism? You don't have to use plant medicine, like I said. You don't have to, you know, go to Peru and the jungle. You don't have to do that. We have great healers in the Western world that are just as powerful and effective as the best shamans in the Amazon. And I know that for a fact. Okay. So, yes, I will teach you traditional shamanism and modern shamanism. And in the course, I'll also show you many techniques on healing, transforming energies, dealing with entities, journeying, getting knowledge from the underworld, the upper world, protection, how to protect yourself. All this. So, you know, I don't know what else to say if you don't ask me questions, because it's such a huge topic. It's difficult. Well, let me ask you, who's interested? Who's interested in taking the course? Who wants to delve into this? It is fascinating, by the way. Laura, are you interested?
Yes, I am. But I think I need to sort out maybe vacation and all that, but because I like to do it like a retreat in Lebanon.
Yeah. Usually it's better if you take the course first, so that way you know you have the theory behind it. So yeah, and I think Rania Hawad is here also. I don't know if she's interested. Anyway, you have my number, you have my website, and you can always talk to Ina Flores and at Illuminations if you want more details. And there we go. What else?
Mark, one question. So in the retreats, we don't do this training, or we do, or it's a different thing, like a different.
It's a,
Yeah,
in the retreats, you don't have time really, because you take 3 or 4 ceremonies of ayahuasca, and sometimes we take San Pedro. If it's a long retreat, it's a week. So the truth is, it's really intense. So you're not going to have time to focus and take a course usually. But, you know,
Okay.
we'll be preparing you and guiding you and doing the pre-talk and holding the space and all that. But the retreats are usually about ayahuasca, San Pedro, and some other plant medicine, visionary plants, we call them. Check out my website and you'll get more information on that. So it's difficult. We can talk a little bit and give maybe a mini course, yes. But I'd rather you take the course online and then come and do the retreat. You'll be a lot better prepared.
Okay. And then you have now, so level 1 coming in July. Do you have any other level 1? Let's say, because in July I cannot do it, but I'd like to do it. So do you have already any dates for future level 1, 2, 3?
I'm sure Illuminations is going to market it again, but for now it's July. And the retreats in Lebanon are happening every 2 months, the retreats in Lebanon. So, you know, that you can get in touch with me on that one if you want. But when it comes to the course, I only know about level 1 in July. But, you know, if there are a lot of people interested, I'm sure we'll market it more and we'll do it as often as possible.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. All right, guys. So God bless. I hope I have, you know, given you some details about shamanism. It's complex and it's very profound, and it's very beneficial for your practical day-to-day life. This I can promise you that. So thank you for the opportunity to talk to you. God bless, and hope to see you.
Thank you, Mark, for your time as well.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.